Oh yeah, he's in the midst of my life. And I got some evidence and some proofs about that. Let me tell you about this. I got like 10 things. So I'm gonna tell you why he's in the midst of my life. He always had my back. Let me give you some. So the scriptures say he never leave me, nor forsake thee, I never faileth thee. Never. That's his promise. Excuse me. So let me tell you the 10 things. So number one, last night. So, I was just hungry. Ain't feel like cooking. I said, let me go to Wendy's. Went to Wendy's, place my order. So while I'm waiting in the line, after I place my order, and God is my witness, I hear this guy speaking. He said one word that really got my attention. Like I said, after I placed my order, I said about less than 3 minutes. And he said a lot of clear. He said something about roaches. So I stopped everything what I was doing. I paused at the sermon. I was listening to. I said, "Did you say roaches?" He didn't say nothing. So I thought about it. I said, I know I just heard he said roaches. So I got out the line and left and went somewhere else. And I was like, nah, I just heard the man say something about roaches. Because in class he said something about roaches. I just heard the word something roaches. And I was like, what? So I drove off and left. This is from Wendy's. So number two, I went to the revival last week. Had a good time, marvelous time. I mean, all the brothers and sisters in one accord, listen to the sermons, into spiritual songs and hymns, crying, screaming, just God was in the midst of it. No lie, God is in the midst of it. But after the sermon, we all got to, we all was praying. And what the pastor said, what he said, that was God using the voice. God using the pastor's voice. God used the pastor's voice, revealing my secret that I ain't ever told nobody in my lifetime, told no soul. So when God used his voice to reveal my secret, I said, yeah, I need to take heed upon that. That he was speaking to me. So I was just like, first I was like, well, how you know? And I said, that's God. Not being stupid. But when he revealed my secret that I had never told a soul, I said, yeah, I need to take heed upon it. And since that day forward, I take heed upon it. I take heed upon of it ever since. I talk about from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Sunday through Saturday, every minute, second, hour, every breath I breathe, every blood flow, every blink of my eye. Like, that was God himself. The Bible said warn to come before destruction. So he was speaking to me in the church. Number three, while back, I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. This was years ago. I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So I was living there for like a year and 3 months. Around about 3 or 4 months, I didn't like Jacksonville. I call it military camp. And I got sick, and I was just desperately ready to go back to Charlotte. And then one night I had a dream. I had a dream. I was in Charlotte at the transit. I was at the edge of the road, and I turned around, was walking back into the transit. So when I had that dream, that was in 2010. That was like, I knew I was going to go back to Charlotte. I just didn't know how. So, and before I know it, the Lord blessed me back in Charlotte 2011. I say around about 2012 or 13. I think it was 12. I was at the transit. I was waiting for a brother to come to pick me up because I was going to take the bus to go home. But instead, he called me and said, hey, I'll pick you up. I think he's wanting me to pick him up so I could give him the gas money, which I ain't got no problems with that because he taking me home. So as I'm walking back to the trans, I said, wait a minute, I had this dream before. So I was like, deja vu. And I said, yeah, this is the dream I had in Jacksonville, North Carolina when I was sweeping the floor. So that let me know it was confirmed. The Lord let me know he was going back to Charlotte. So that's the evidence of him in the midst of my life. Number 5. Let me see. Number 5. I would say it. I noticed too. From second jobs, I've been like a dishwasher. For a long time. Just a second, part-time job as not no career, not just a second part-time job. But I realized like the people that I work with the second job, it's like it's 6 things dishwashers they just desire to do. The 6th thing they desire to do is come late, take a huge break, eat a lot, be on their phones, leave early, and support their habits. They don't come there to work. They just come there to do. They just support doing their thing. That's the 6 things they come to work for. But like the definition as an employee, no. It's just a definition of this is what they do at home. When they come to work, they just come to work to do the things like they're doing at home. Oh yeah, and call out from work. I think I did say that too. Call out from work too. So call out from work, come to work early, leave the work early, take huge breaks, support their bad habits, eat a lot, and work for a short period of time. Either work for a short period of time, looking for easy way to work and put everything on you. So that's why I left all that alone. Boy. So that's what I know he's in the midst. Because when I realized that, I said, yeah, like that's not for me. That's not just for anybody. Teach its own, but it's not for me. So I call that job a lazy boy. So that's what I call it. Dishwasher is a lazy boy. And y'all people be surprised when y'all go to the restaurants. Y'all think them silverwares and everything clean. I could tell you some stuff that you do not know. Because I be back there. I witness it. I don't do all that, what they do. But I witness it. And stuff I see, I save your life is just throw it in the trash can. To me, once you get on that, they put it in hot water and everything. I would tell you this. Them silverwares come to y'all. Y'all think it's clean. Really, it's not clean. Even you can soak in the hot water, it still don't be clean. So I advise y'all, if y'all do go to a restaurant, take some plastic silverwares with you at all times. Do not eat their silverwares. I'm telling you now. Anyway, I can't remember where I'm at. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. Yeah, when I was in something, I was telling a lot of people I was moving to Charlotte. A lot of people laugh at me, like it was impossible. It was like, well, how you gonna move to Charlotte? Because I was gonna say either Charlotte, North Carolina, or Toronto, Canada. And people was laughing at me very hard. It was like Charlotte, North Carolina, Toronto, Canada. 1, you don't know nobody. 2, you don't have no family. 3, like the cost of this living to them is like impossible. How you gonna do that? And I always I said it all the time. I said I'm gonna move there. Trust me, I'm gonna make it. I said I'm gonna get there. Keep telling her that. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe in none of that. Even my folks didn't believe it. So the day I was moved, the day I was leaving, I didn't hear from nobody. So, right before I left my mom's house, my mom was like, why you wanna leave your stuff? Why you wanna leave your stuff in there? And as I leave my stuff in there just in case things don't work out, um, I may move back. I'd probably move back. The Lord used my mother's voice and tell me from her voice, he said through her voice, you're not moving, you're not old, you're not coming back. That's what the Lord used my mother's voice to tell me that. Like, oh, you're not coming back. And year 2022, looking at it, thinking about it, or looking at it back then, I said, she was absolutely right. And that was God using her voice to tell me that. That's the evidence that he's in the midst of my life. Number 6, I noticed, there's a difference between the first oil and the second oil. So the first oil, I'm just, learning everything, the aspect of life and all. And, churches and knowledge and all that. And then turn around 2 years later, I left the church and turn around. The Lord blessed me with a new church. Now the new church the Lord blessed me. Now it just is marvelous. It's deep. It's like the depths of both the riches of wisdom, knowledge of God, the unsearchable of his judgment, his ways past finding out, his marvelous works is without number. And these are the angels' desire to look into. What I just said just now, I'm saying that to my new church. I did not say that for the old church. So what I just said just now, where'd I get that from? Again, I got it from my new church. I didn't get it from my old church. And also, it's like I read and study and pray more. I mean, I pray, but it's like I sincerely and deeply pray more now. I don't watch TV like I used to. None of that. So that's why I know he's in the midst of my life. And then also too, my mindset changed, the whole life aspect to change. I used to go to the mall, to the Foot Locker. I don't do that anymore. So now I just go to stores, like get stuff I know I'm with the service of Wednesday night. I just be excited, about it. Not because of the materialist things. It's like I'm hungry for more knowledge, how I can increase my walk and live the whole perspective in life. The way that carries myself, the way I speak, the way I act and talk. Because it's like now I'm living for others. At that time, I didn't get that, the knowledge I got now. It's like it was all about me, pleasing myself. How can I look and everything? But now it's like everything I do and say and read and stuff is all about for others. The last person I think about is me. So that's number 6. Number 7 is wow. Number 7. Man. A while back, years ago, I heard about Robert Kawasaki. I read his book. Now I ain't read it, but I saw it on, I think, on Facebook, Instagram. He has something going on in Charlotte. I said, okay, I'm gonna check it out. All the LLC and assets and cash flow and rich dad, poor dad, and income, ordinary earns and portfolio and passive income. I don't know none of that. LLC, like I said, I didn't know none of that. So I went there to check it out, tap into a new area that I never. It's like, to me, it's unexplainable. It's like I didn't know. So went there, check it out. The money they asked me to pay, take it to the next level. I ain't had it at the time because I was trying to get myself together and, trying to get my own place and everything. But years later, Baba tell a precious brother of mine, he asked me, he said, what you want to do? What you want to do in life? What do you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? I said, man, be honest with you, I don't mind getting into the real estate, learn about the stock market. He said, hey, I got a book for you. He said, when I finish, I'm gonna let you get it. I said, okay. And he said, I forgot about the book. He said, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna come when I come to where I'm gonna bring it to you. That's when I used to be, the dishwasher. I said, okay. So he gave me the book. I went to work late. I saw him. He said, hey, I got this book for you. I said, when I finish, I'm gonna give it to you. He said, nah, just keep it. I said, okay, cool. So every day, coming home from work and passing by the table, the book was sitting on the table. I took it to the job and put it in the trunk. I saw it every day, so I took it out of the trunk, bring it back to the house. And one day, it just got to my point. I said, you know what? Let me read it. Ever since I opened that book, oh my God, I never put it down. Like, I ain't just read it like I wasn't interested. I read that book. I highlight and take notes. Talk about, the number one rule, rich don't work for money. It really opened my mind up and look at the aspect in life and really expose things to life was really going on. I said, oh my God, I did not know. Like, the reason why we working these jobs today, they don't want us to focus our dreams, and the reason why we working at this job trying to make them rich and get into the business and make them rich and make us poor and be slaves to them, make them rich and just paying us elephant peanuts. And when you working, all that time you put on, all that time you put in to you do 8 hours, 10 hours. It's like a slave. You doing all that just to make them rich. You can put all that time and overtime just to being creative, invent, do things that God intends you to be. Like, God put everything in you to have your own business, to create your own portfolio, your passive income. You ain't got to make them rich. Come up with a YouTube channel or a podcast or write a book. Do anything. Like, it's out there. You just got to get it. And that's what I'm doing. Ever since then, I told certain people what I was doing. They look at me smiling like, wow, I didn't know you was going to come this far to do that. Because one minute I said I'm studying real estate and studying real estate and studying investment. And now I tell them, I say, hey, I'm writing 3 books. I got 2 YouTube channels. About to start a podcast soon. Create my own internet. And God knows there's some other stuff I'm doing. And a couple brothers sit there, look at me, smile, and say, wow, I'm proud of you. I did not expect that from you, brother. So I thank God for that. So I encourage everybody to do the same thing. And be unique, original, and make it very interesting. Unique, original, and what I say, unique, original, interesting, event, and just start off from scratch. So don't do it for money, because if you do it for money, it's not gonna work. But if you do it because you love it and you into it, you have passion for it, you're gonna make it in the long run. Trust me. Number 8. Evidence. Something I write. See, I be writing stuff. Number 8. Me and my little brother always talk about, fasting and fasting and fasting. I heard it before, I just wasn't into it. And, I was like, why people die from heart attacks? And what I say, they need to watch what they eat, they need to exercise and everything. They need to, cut back some stuff or whatever. So one day, me and my little brother were just talking, and he tell me about, he was into fasting. He loved fasting. He found out. I said, where you got this information from? He was telling me about Dr. Sebi and should take this, you should take that, you should take the sea moss and the elderberry and the black seed and everything else. I said, okay, I'm going to look into what you said. So one day people tell me some new information I never heard before, I always take heed upon it and research it and find out for myself. Like, Dane Calloway. Shout out to my man Dane Calloway. Um, so I took and Dr. Sebi's family too. Shout out to them. So I took heed upon what my little brother said. So I did my research and I listened to it. And I said, hey, I didn't know this man did so much like that, and they turned around to kill him like that. I didn't know that. So after we all sit and discuss, I said I'm gonna do it. So um got furloughed in 2020. I bought on my I bought on my blackberry, sea moss, elderberry, the crystal. It's like to get the mucus out of your eyes and everything. And I bought some castor oil. So I bought the castor oil, cleaned myself outside fast. So one day went by, I felt good. 2 days went by, I felt good. 3 days went by. When I start urine, it come out dark yellow. That's when I know it's cleansing. The fourth day, went to the mall, just walking around. I thought I had to pass gas. Kind of found it was something else. So I went to the restroom, used the toilet. After I finished using the toilet, wipe myself, and I look at the toilet. I said, "Wow, I can't believe what I saw. I saw oodles and noodles, and mind you, I didn't eat oodles and noodles in a year. And when I used the restroom, I said, oodles and noodles was in my body for a long time. What else is in my body? I noticed too. I was like, you could eat all the foods you want, and when you use the restroom, you think all your food come out. No, the reason why people got pot bellies and big guts and all, not only because of the fat, but there's some food still in there that need to be caught coming out. And castor ain't going to do it, but fasting would do it. So on the fourth day, that came out. The fifth day, when I woke up in the morning, all that dark yellow mucus came out from my nose and my mouth. When you get sick and when you cough and all that yellow stuff come out, it was the same way on the fifth day. I was coughing a huge amount of yellow mucus and coming out my throat and my nose. It looked like a baby-sized snowball, like a medium-sized snowball. I said, yeah, I'm really cleansing myself. And then the sixth day, I was going upstairs. I never felt that energy in my life. It's like I feel so good. It's like when I went upstairs, it's like I could go faster. But on the seventh day, that devil was in the midst in my brain. He said, collard greens, fried chicken, turkey necks, neck bones, which I don't eat neck bones, rice, gravy, potato salad, coleslaw, mashed potatoes, collard greens, cabbage, meatloaf. He was saying all kinds of food in my head. And after I left church, the brother told me, he said, he saw it, because I was fasting too for, to get the choosing of the pastor. And thank God he blesses the pastor. So before I left, the brother was like, make sure when you eat, he said, eat something light. Man, I went to the chicken box and got me that Sunday dinner. I know I had that rice. Next thing I said less than 5 minutes, I fell asleep. Wow. So, what else? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9, this shoot. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last but not least. This is 2022. Forgive me about that noise. This is 2022, and he's still in the midst of my life, and I thank God for him because, I was going to work. I was on lunch break. I was passing through. I was driving fast because I was in a hurry to get lunch. The police was right there, so he pulled me over. He asked me for my license. He gave it back to me. He said, just slow down next time. When you go to lunch, he was in the midst of that. Then when I was going to the convention last week, it was raining so hard. I almost got into the accident. I was on the right lane, this big diesel truck. He was about to switch lanes with me, but when he saw me, he stopped. and it was raining like cats and dogs. Thank God he was in the midst of that. Then last year, I had the flu. Couldn't find out. It was last year because I was working. Had the flu. Always went home, take a shower, went to sleep. Thought I had the flu. Couldn't find out. They said I had COVID. I was out for 2.5 weeks, and he protected me. I witnessed 2 people passed away in the hospital. Came home, was well, and went back to work. Went back to work and lost a lot of weight. And I thank God he was in the midst of it. Plus, he blessed me with an apartment and vehicle, and I had the apartment. I was in the apartment for 6 years, and had the vehicle for like 7 years, and something big gonna happen. About to get me a house soon and all. Most of all, I'm speaking to you right now, like I ain't touched cigarettes in 18 years, and I ain't touched marijuana in 19 years. Thank God for that. Even though I had dreams about it, to my conscience, but God is in the midst. So I say that to y'all. God is good. He always gonna be with me. He never leave me, never